Hello friends. So from today onwards I'll start my lecture series on world literature also, as I have divided my chapter in three playlists. This my YouTube channel in three playlists. One is of paper 1, second is of paper 2, that is British literature, and the third is about world literature. So I'll upload lectures about world literature on daily basis also. So, in this world literature, we will follow the same pattern as we have followed in British literature. That is, firstly, we'll discuss about the major works. It's about context, setting, chorus, opening and closing lines, major or minor characters, then some famous quotes, and then quizzes or PYQ related to the topic. So, let's start. First is Orisia. Okay, basically it relates to world literature, as all of you know. Just remember, Orisia is basically a trilogy of Greek tragedy, and which is written by Achilles in 5th century BC. And this trilogy means three, जिसमें तीन works हों, Agamemnon, the libation bearers, and the Eumenes. This also shows us about the Greek gods interacted with the characters and influenced their decisions pertaining to the events and disputes. Basically, in this Greek gods characters के साथ interact करते हैं और हमें वो उन events और disputes के बारे में बताते हैं. Only example of this ancient Greek trilogy is this won first prize at the Dionysia festival in 458 BC, and this is originally included in the satire play Proteus following the tragic trilogy, but all except a single line of Proteus has lost. So let's discuss about its context. It deals with the homecoming of Agamemnon. Most important point. This may be asked in your exam that what is Agamemnon about? Agamemnon Achilles Orestia is what about? It deals with the homecoming of Agamemnon, the king of Mycenae, from Trojan War. कहाँ से आ रहे थे? From Trojan War. After 10 years of warfare, Troy has fallen and all the Greece could lay claim to the victory. This is important. And next is the setting. Number of times setting is asked in your exam. Setting is Argus before the royal palace. Chorus is basically a group, elder of Argus. And then let's discuss about the opening and the closing scenes. These are also important. Opening scene is basically a watchman atop the roof of the palace in the Greek city of Argos complains that he has spent so much time in this perch that he knows the night sky by heart. He is waiting to beckon that will signal the fall of Troy, which has been besieged to 10 years of Greek and army led by the Agamemnon, the king of Argos. Agamemnon's wife governs Argos in her husband's absence, and while the watchman says that she has male strength of her absence, you may find a question in your paper that in which work there is a opening line, male strength of earth, the absence of king makes him fearful. Then you have to directly tick on Orisia. Okay, then let's discuss about the closing line. Closing scene is as the trade threats, Clytemnestra acts as a pacemaker, telling the chorus that she and Aegisthus could not have acted other way and peace must now reign in Argos under her rule. That's about the closing scene. And at last, Aegeus and the Clytemnestra dismiss the words as empty threats together, and they take up the arena of the state. Okay, so first we have already discussed about about the work, context, its setting, chorus, opening and closing lines. You will definitely 100% you will find a question about all these, any of these. You may be directly asked, someone may ask what are the settings of Orisia. Okay, then there are some characters you can read by yourself. First is Agamemnon, and he is the king of Argos. We can directly say Agamemnon is the king of Argos, husband of Clytemnestra. Just remember these small things also, like he is the older brother of Menelaus, whose wife Helen was stolen by the Trojan prince, and thus initiating a decade-long war. Then he sacrificed his daughter And remember this name also. In order to obtain a favorable wind to carry the fleet during his conflict, he has plotted a death. अब उसको बदला लेना था for killing his daughter, उसके लिए उसने एक death plot prepare किया था. Next character is Clytemnestra. Obviously ये हमारी play की protagonist है. ये कौन है? इसकी wife है, Agamemnon's wife. As rule Argus, जब ये छोड़ के चला जाता है, when he left the place, then she is the ruler of that place. She plans a murder with the ruthless determination and feels no guilt after his death. She is convinced of her own rectitude, justice, killing of man who killed her daughter. Sympathetic character है, remember this also. Next is chorus. Chorus में कौन कौन है? Elder citizens of Argos who were too old to fight the, मतलब जो बुजुर्ग लोग हैं वो हैं, and they were too old to fight the that fight. Then other are Cassandra, Trojan war priestess है, which was captured by Agamemnon. And next is Aegisthus, Agamemnon's cousin and Clytemnestra's lover. This is also an important character. You have to remember, you may find a direct question about him. Who is he? Agamemnon's cousin and Clytemnestra's lover. His father and Agamemnon's father were rivals for the throne. Then last is the watchman, the man assigned to watch the signal of the Troy's fall of the roof of the palace. And there are some famous quotes you can find. I have wrote only one, that is, in war the first casualty is truth. Next is the liberation barriers. Second work is the liberation barriers, Achilles, written by Achilles. Basically liberation barriers. Remember this context. You have to remember the writer or the like who wrote this poem, who wrote this play, who wrote this drama. Just remember all this also. And the context is, this is the second play of उस ट्रायोलॉजी का दूसरा वर्क है ये. पहला था अभी हमने रीड किया ओरेशिया. सेकेंड इज Achilles. Okay, setting is Argos at the tomb of Agamemnon, and the chorus is a slave woman. In that work, Austria, the chorus is the elders of Argus. And then let's mention the opening scene. In opening scene, Austria turns from the year of exile to visit. Look, trilogy means three stories. First story, then second, then third. तीनों के तीनों they relate to each other. Okay. फर्स्ट स्टोरी में क्या हुआ था कि जो हमारे एगामेमनन थे वो गए हुए थे किंग ऑफ एर्गोस, हु वाज द हस्बैंड ऑफ क्लीमेंस्ट्रा, एंड हु वाज द हस्बैंड ऑफ क्लीमेंस्ट्रा, ही वेंट टू फाइंड द रिवेंज, अपनी बेटी का बदला लेने के लिए. नाउ Orestes returns from the year of exile to visit the grave of Agamemnon, his father, who was murdered by his mother. उनके फादर को उसकी मदर मार देती है. Now he comes, Orestes backs to take the revenge. अब वो रिवेंज लेने के लिए आते हैं. Who is he? Is accompanied by the plates who remain silent until in the play. And he opened the play with the invocation to Clothic Hermes. जैसे हम invocation to Muse करते हैं, similarly Chthonic Hermes, who act as a messenger between the Olympian gods and the underworld. Then the closing scene, the play ends with an unresolved question. Closing scene में क्या होता है? You can find a question that which play closes with an unresolved question. When will the blood cease to flow through these palace walls? किस वर्क की क्लोजिंग इस तरीके से होती है? That is the libation bearers by Achilles. In this issue, which the Eumenes is the third play in the trilogy of Oressia, will address and bring to a happy conclusion, while the libation bears stand on its own complete play that addresses many important issues concerning Greek society also. That's it about the opening and the closing line. Now let's discuss the characters. The name which we have read in opening scene, that is Orestes, who returned from years to take the revenge by his to take the revenge of his father. First is Orestes, the son of Clytemnestra. Obviously we can find out that पिछले प्ले से हम इसको रिलेट कर सकते हैं, पिछले वर्क से हम इसको रिलेट कर सकते हैं कि Agamemnon is father, Clytemnestra is mother, and Orestes is the son of both. and the brother of Electra, the protagonist of the Libation Bearers. Okay, and he's the protagonist of this work. So then next is who is this character Orestes. Orestes is basically intelligent है, determined है, अपनी मदर की तरह है, वेल स्पोकन एंड क्विक टू डू वट एवर, जो उसे करना है वो कर ही रहेगा, वेल स्पोकन, ही नोज वट कॉन्सिक्वेंसेज ही हैव टू फेस एट लास्ट. Okay, next character is Pilate. He is the companion to Orestes, is present for much of the play, although he does not speak a word until the climax of the action. Remember this point also. Okay, someone may ask, just tell us the work in which most of the characters do not speak a word until the climax of the action. You can say the Libation Bearers, Achilles. Same, Pilates, he is representative of and the mouthpiece of Apollo. His only lines come to the moment when Orestes hesitates to kill Clytemnestra. Next character is Electra. Electra कौन है? Orestes' older sister. Electra cared for him as child and loves him dearly since her father Agamemnon's death. She has been treated like a slave in the palace and tells Orestes also and Clytemnestra about the marry her off in order to break her bond with the house. मतलब अपने फादर को वो अपनी मैरिज के बारे में बताती है, जो भी होता है लास्ट में. Then we have the chorus. Who is chorus? Chorus is every Greek tragedy. In each and every Greek tragedy there is a chorus, and each one of made with the different body of people. हर किसी में chorus जो होता है वो different होता है. कोई ज़रूरी नहीं है कि chorus सब में ही ओल्ड मैन हो, कोई ज़रूरी नहीं है कि कोई सिंगर्स हो, कोई ज़रूरी नहीं है कि उसमें कोई लेडी हो. हर एक इन एवरी ग्रीक ट्रेजेडी there is a different chorus. They represent the common interests and the ideals of society and frequently command the action of highly lyrical odds. In this play differs from those other famous tragedy, influences the course of the events by telling characters from what to do. Starting से वो उन्हें बताते रहते हैं कि उन्हें करना क्या है. Okay. So next character is Clytemnestra, is the powerful wife of Agamemnon, as we have already studied in the previous work. She is the powerful wife. She is the one who killed her husband also. Okay, and actually she is arguably the tragic hero of the Libation Bearer. She is the sister of Helen of Troy also. Next is Aegisthus. Who is Aegisthus? Aegisthus is the son of Thyestes. Aegisthus is a weak character version of the myth. Those who are weak or the minor characters, we can leave them easily. Okay, just remember only major and important characters. I don't want you to confuse you people by saying again and again to remember all the characters. No, only remember the major characters. Okay, next is Apollo, the Greek god of light, civilization and learning. Apollo does not appear directly in the Libation Bear. सिर्फ उनका जो था his influence is strongly felt. जैसे कई बार क्या होता है, we can feel someone's influence कि किसी ने ऐसे बोला था तो हमें ऐसे करना चाहिए. In this work same, we are feeling his work. Okay, his influence in this work. Next is Hermes. Hermes is the Greek god of messages, transition, travelers or hidden meanings. Hermes is evoked several times throughout the Libation Bearers. In the first line of the play, Odysseus prays to Hermes to guide him in his quest, asking that he conduct Agamemnon's spirit for underworld in order to stand by him. Next character is Phares, the ancient spirit of vengeance, and the Phares ensures that no blood crime goes unpunished. They inflict horrible disease and torment upon those who thwart their laws. Okay, just leave this. This is also a minor character. Next is Agamemnon, Austrian Electra's father. Already studied murder prior in the beginning of the play. हम पहले इसको पढ़ चुके हैं. कौन है ये हमारे? ही इज़ द फादर एंड पहले पिछले प्ले में ये मर चुके थे. क्लीमेंस्ट्रा ने इनको मारा था. क्लीटामेंस्ट्रा इज़ हिज वाइफ एंड सेंट्रल फिगर है हमारे प्ले के. ड्यू टू द फैक्ट दिस एक्ट कमिटेड इन द प्लेस डायरेक्टली सेक्रीफिशियल मदर ऑफ द डॉटर इफिनिया. नेक्स्ट इज इफिजीनिया, सिस्टर ऑफ ओरेस्टिस, एंड इन दोनों की सिस्टर बहन है ये. इसके फादर ने इसको फादर मर्डर्ड बाय हर फादर एगामेमन एट आर्टेमिस रिक्वेस्ट ड्यूरिंग द ट्रोजन वॉर. That's it. Okay, so next work is Eumenides. Next two works, I think there are two works are left also. The first is Eumenides and the second is, yeah, we'll discuss later in next video. Just go through these two works, or Asia or this. Just try to remember the names of the character for this time only. Okay, just try to remember its context, its setting, and what is it about, what is the time period. Just try to remember its opening line, closing line. Just write them again and again in your notebooks so that you can learn them easily. Okay, thank you so much. Have a nice day.